You know what $2 million looks like? I do. I stare at it every night on my phone calculator. $2 million. That's what I'd have right now if I just listened to Crypto King Reynolds 6 months ago. Instead, I've got $500 and a room that smells like Red Bull and regret. The math is simple. Brutally simple. Raycoin was 0.45 cents then. $18 now. I could have bought 111,111 coins. That's enough to never work a day in my life. But did I buy? No. I was being smart. I was waiting for a better entry point. Now I see Raycoin logos everywhere, in the wood grain of my desk, in the water stains on my ceiling. Sometimes I hear Reynolds' voice when I'm alone. Diamond hands, paper dreams. But my hands aren't diamond, they're just empty. So there we were at this sketchy carnival. You know the type. Looks like it time traveled from 1987, and not in a good way. My friends dragged me out and said I needed fresh air and human interaction. Revolutionary concepts, apparently. That's when we saw it. Chrono Voyage. Visit your past. The operator looked like she'd been running cons since the dawn of time, all mysterious smiles and cryptic warnings. We laughed our asses off. I mean, time travel at a carnival next to the tilt-a-whirl? But the other customers, they weren't laughing. They had this look, like they'd seen something, done something, lost something. I joked about how desperate you'd have to be to actually try it. Famous last words, right? "30 days. That's what Mom and Dad gave me. Get a job or get out. And what did I do? I took my last $500, my last $500, and threw it at Raycoin, just as it cratered 80%. That night, staring at my worthless digital coins, I kept thinking, if only I could go back, just 6 months, just once. And then I remembered the carnival, the booth, the look in that operator's eyes. What if $200, borrowed from Mom's purse while she slept? The operator remembered me. Of course she did.
Ah, the mocker returns.
Yeah, well, desperation makes hypocrites of us all, doesn't it? The booth was like something out of a fever dream. Christmas lights and disco balls looking like a rejected prop from Doctor Who. But it worked. God help me, it actually worked. 6 months ago, there I was, in my room, watching my past self. My hands were shaking as I logged into my old account. I was gonna be rich. I was gonna be free. Except, something was wrong. My hands looked see-through, and in the mirror, sometimes I wasn't there at all. Back in the present, I rushed to check my account. 0. My account balance? 0. Security footage showed someone withdrawing my money. Someone who looked exactly like me, but older, colder, wearing a suit that cost more than my parents' car.
I robbed myself. My future self reached back and stole everything I'd worked for. How do you fight that? How do you outsmart yourself?
I became a detective in my own case. Cameras everywhere, passwords changed daily. But he was always one step ahead. Because he was me. My fingerprints on things I'd never touched. My face on security cameras I'd never seen. Try explaining that to the police. Officer, I'd like to report a theft. The perpetrator? Me, from the future.
So you're saying you robbed yourself? Sir, we handle real crimes here, not fan fiction. Maybe file that under lost and found for your sanity.
I was having a complete meltdown in public, and nobody even noticed. Turns out I wasn't alone. Online forums full of people robbed by themselves. The old woman from the carnival, she'd been trying to win the lottery for 30 years, but her future self always stole the ticket. Always. A businessman kept insider trading, only to watch future him crash the stock first. We were all trapped in the same loop, victims of ourselves. And somewhere out there, our future selves were living the lives we dreamed of, built on the bones of who we used to be. I went back to find the carnival, to demand answers. It was gone. Just a note in my own handwriting. You'll understand when you're me. Future Marcus, age 35. That's when I understood. I wasn't the victim. I was the predator. I was going to rob myself. I was going to become the thing I hated, because if I didn't, reality would collapse. The loop demanded it. But I was smarter than that, right? If my future self could steal from me, why couldn't I steal from my future self first? I tracked down the carnival. The operator tried to warn me.
The machine has rules, past and present only.
But I wouldn't listen. I was going to travel to the future and get my Ray coins back before he could steal them. I was going to beat the system. I forced my way into that ridiculous booth, Christmas lights and all, and started rewiring everything. Sparks flying, alarms screaming, the operator shouting warnings I refused to hear. I set the controls for 6 months into the future. The machine fought me every step of the way. The booth started tearing itself apart. Reality was fracturing around me. The disco ball exploded into 1,000 mirrors, each one showing a different version of myself. And then, darkness, the smell of ozone, the sound of nothing. I woke up in what looked like a waiting room designed by someone who'd never seen happiness. Gray walls, fluorescent lights that buzzed like dying insects, and the smell of desperation. A sign on the wall, temporal displacement facility, violators only. And there they were, all of them. The old woman from the carnival clutching faded lottery tickets. The businessman staring at stock reports that meant nothing now. Dozens of others I'd never seen but somehow knew. All of us who'd tried to cheat time and ended up here. The old woman looked at me with eyes that had seen too much.
How long were you in the loop?
I told her about the theft, the investigation, the pattern. She just nodded.
I tried to break it too, 40 years ago. Or yesterday. Time doesn't work right here.
We weren't in the future. We weren't in the past. We were in between. Trapped in the space between seconds, between choices, between who we were and who we thought we could become. But wait, if I'm trapped here, outside of time, what happened to him? To the future me who stole everything? If I never become him, then he never existed, right?
You figured it out. I did too, 40 years ago. Yes, your future self is gone, erased. The money's probably back in your account right now.
I won. I actually won. I outsmarted myself, broke the loop, got my money back. The Ray coins are sitting there waiting for me. $2 million, just like I calculated. But I'll never see it, never touch it, never spend it. It's in a world I can't return to, in a timeline I'll never reach again. I have everything I ever wanted, and I have nothing at all. But it's too late for patience now. Time doesn't move here. It just is. Forever. And somewhere in a reality I'll never see, my bank account shows exactly what I dreamed of. The perfect victory, the perfect defeat.